Welcome back, USA Coin 1. Today, oh yes, today we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in American coin collecting, the 1979 D Lincoln cent, a coin that many people think is just another penny, but some of them are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Stay tuned as we explore the amazing history, mint secrets, hidden varieties, collector demand, and the shocking market value of this coin. Because your ordinary pocket change could be hiding an extraordinary treasure. Let's go back in time, to the year 1979. Jimmy Carter was president. The U.S. was facing rising inflation, gasoline shortages, and economic transformation, but amid the chaos, the U.S. Mint was busy producing billions of Lincoln cents, including the 1979 D penny, struck in Denver, Colorado. Now, why is this important? Because 1979 was part of a turning point in American coinage. The cost of producing a single penny was rising due to the increasing price of copper. These coins were minted using 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing exactly 3.11 grams, the classic copper composition, but in just 3 years, this composition would change forever. So the 1979 D Lincoln cent is one of the last copper-rich pennies before the full transition to the copper-plated zinc pennies in 1982. That already gives it a spot in the history books. But that's only the beginning. Now, you may be asking, what does the D under the date mean? That D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the primary U.S. minting facilities. In 1979, Denver alone produced 4,139,357,254 Lincoln pennies. That's over 4 billion coins. So yes, the 1979 D cent is not rare by mintage numbers, but what makes certain ones so valuable lies in the details and errors. Now here's where things get exciting. Among the billions of 1979 D pennies, there are a few error coins and unique strikes that collectors will pay huge money for. Center strikes, pennies that were misaligned during minting and have parts of the design missing, known as off-center errors, can be very valuable. If the date is still visible, a 1979 D penny that is 50% off-center can easily bring $100 to $300 or more. Die cracks and cuds, coins with die breaks, known as cuds, where part of the die has broken off leaving a raised lump on the coin, can attract collectors, especially if large or dramatic. Some of these 1979 D cud errors have sold for over $50 to $150, depending on size and placement. Struck on the wrong planchet, the rarest of the rare, pennies struck on dime planchets, or even foreign planchets, can be worth over $1,000. A 1979 D penny mistakenly struck on a silver dime planchet would be a prized rarity and bring serious money at auction. The value of your 1979 D penny depends not just on rarity but also condition. A circulated 1979 D penny without any major errors or unique features is usually worth just 1 cent, face value, but in uncirculated condition, known as mint state, the value can rise quickly. A coin graded MS65 red can fetch around $5 to $15. But a superb example graded MS67 red or higher by PCGS or NGC can be worth over $200 to $500, or even more if it has deep red luster and perfect strike. That's right. A single perfect-looking penny from your childhood change jar could be a jackpot. Let's talk money. Here's what the current market is seeing for 1979 D Lincoln cents. Circulated 1 cent brilliant, uncirculated MS60, MS63 $1 to $5, MS65 red $10 to $25, MS67 red $200 to $500 plus double die errors $150 to $1,000 plus wrong planchet or major error $500 to $5,000 depending on rarity. Certified premium condition, some coins listed for over $585.348 in collector auctions. Yes, nearly $600 for a single copper penny. These aren't just numbers, these are real-world sales happening online on platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and PCGS Marketplace. Want to know if your 1979 D penny is worth money? Here's what to do: examine the date and mint mark closely. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, unusual shapes, or extra thickness in the numbers and letters. Weigh your coin. A normal 1979 D penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's heavier or lighter, it may be struck on the wrong planchet. check for center strikes or cuts. Any visible misalignment or large blobs near the edge may signal an error coin. Look at the Colora coin with full original red color and no dark spots will grade higher and bring more value. Submit for grading if you believe you have a high quality or rare error penny. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. That step can dramatically increase its sale price. So there you have it. That little 1979 D penny you've been ignoring all these years might just be worth a small fortune. Check your change, search your drawers, and dig out those coin jars, because you never know what you might find. And don't forget, this is USA Coin One, your go-to source for coin values, rare finds, and untold stories behind American currency. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin content, and turn on the bell so you never miss a discovery that could make you rich. Drop a comment below if you own a 1979 D penny, or found a rare coin recently. I reply to every coin lover. This is USA Coin One, where every cent tells a story, and some are worth much more than just 1 cent. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Today's video is going to blow your mind. We are diving deep into the 1984 Lincoln cent, one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins in American numismatics. This tiny copper-plated penny could be hiding in your old jars, coin rolls, or even in your wallet right now. And if you know what to look for, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000. Yes, you heard that right. The 1984 Lincoln penny has been known to sell for prices as high as $585,347 in private collections and auctions, depending on certain extremely rare features. So don't blink, because by the end of this video, you might want to search every single penny you own. Let's uncover the history, explore the errors, and decode the true market value of the 1984 Lincoln cent. History of the 1984 Lincoln cent. The story of the 1984 Lincoln penny begins with the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln cent became an American icon, and over time, saw several design changes. By 1982, the composition of the Lincoln cent had changed. Due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint began producing pennies with zinc cores plated with copper instead of solid bronze. The 1984 penny, therefore, was made using this newer composition, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. Over 8.15 billion 1984 Lincoln cents were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and over 6.5 billion were struck at the Denver Mint, bearing the small d mint mark. The Philadelphia version, however, has no mint mark. Although it was produced in massive numbers, the 1984 penny is a perfect example of why coin collecting is never just about how many were made, but how rare certain flaws can be. The rare double-ear error, worth $THUSANDS. Here comes the treasure. The most famous and valuable version of the 1984 Lincoln penny is the 1984 double die obverse, commonly known among collectors as the double-ear penny. This error happened when the die that struck Lincoln's image was misaligned during production, resulting in a visible doubling on Lincoln's ear. If you look closely, you'll see what appears to be a second earlobe just beneath the original one. This is not a trick of the eye. It's a legit error that makes this coin incredibly collectible. In near mint condition, this single cent can sell for over $1,000, and in mint state grades, the value can skyrocket to $3,000, $10,000, or even more. In fact, graded examples by PCGS and NGC in MS67 red condition have fetched enormous prices at auctions. If your penny has this doubling, it's time to call a coin grading company because you may be holding a jackpot. How to identify a 1984 ERPNNY now? How can you tell if your 1984 penny has the rare double die obverse? Here's what to look for. Carefully examine Lincoln's ear using a magnifying glass or coin microscope. Look for a clear second lobe just below the main ear. The doubling is sharp and prominent, not blurry like die wear. This error is only found on 1984 pennies from the Philadelphia Mint. Remember, these have no mint mark under the date. If you see these signs, congratulations, you may be holding a coin worth thousands of dollars. Apart from the double ear, there are other error varieties and valuable conditions. Center strikes, coins that were misaligned during striking. If a large part of the design is missing, these errors can be worth $50 to $300, depending on how off-centered they are. Clipped planchet, where a piece of the coin's edge is missing. These can fetch between $20 to $100. Broad strikes, where the coin was struck without a retaining collar, causing it to expand. Values range from $10 to $75. High-grade business strikes, even regular 1984 pennies in perfect condition, especially in MS67 or higher, can sell for $250 to $800, because they are difficult to find without scratches or wear. Current market value, July 2025. Now let's talk about the latest market prices for the 1984 Lincoln cent in 2025. Here are the numbers collectors and sellers are seeing. Regular circulated coin, face value unless in pristine condition, uncirculated, between 20 cents to $15. Mint state MS66 red, around $60 to $150. Mint state MS67 red, between $450 to $850. MS60, MS63, $200 to $200. MS65, $2000 plus. MS67 RD, up to $10,000 or more. Extremely rare premium condition or unique error coin, can go up to $585,347, especially in full red, flawless, and certified conditions. These coins are often sold through heritage auctions, great collections, and private dealers. eBay also has many raw and graded 1984 pennies listed, so always compare prices before selling or buying. Tips for collectors and sellers: if you want to search for the 1984 penny treasure, use a 10x magnifier or a USB microscope. Focus on pennies with no mint mark. Look at Lincoln's ear for any signs of doubling. Check the color. Red coins are more valuable. Avoid coins with corrosion, heavy scratches, or damage. Consider submitting rare finds to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Final thoughts: a penny that can change your life. The 1984 Lincoln cent is proof that even the smallest coins can carry enormous value. Whether it's a rare error, a perfect strike, or just a lucky find from a jar of pennies, this coin holds a special place in American numismatic history. Don't underestimate the power of 1 cent, it might just turn into thousands. Call TOACTO. And if you found this video helpful, entertaining, or eye-opening, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coin 1, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a valuable coin update. Tell us in the comments, have you ever found a 1984 double-ear penny? Or are you going to check your change right now? We have many more videos coming your way on valuable coins, rare errors, and money hidden in everyday circulation. So stay tuned. This is USA Coin 1, and we're turning pennies into treasures. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Today, we are unlocking the incredible story of the 1986 Lincoln cent. Yes, that tiny copper-colored coin that millions of people overlook every day. But here's the shocking part: some of these humble pennies have sold for over $585,000 in auctions. That's right. One single cent, just one, can change your life. So grab your magnifying glass, dig into those coin jars, and don't blink, because this isn't just another coin. This is history in your pocket. This is the 1986 Lincoln penny, and it's worth far more than just 1 cent. Let's begin with where it all started. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, holds the distinction of being the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. But by 1986, something had already changed in a big way. For nearly 75 years, Lincoln pennies were made primarily from copper. But in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a game-changing decision. Due to rising metal costs, they switched to a copper-plated zinc composition, drastically reducing the copper content. That means by 1986, most pennies were being struck with a core of zinc and just a thin outer layer of copper, making them far lighter and more cost-effective to produce. But what does that mean for collectors? Well, a whole lot. Because even though most 1986 pennies are common, some were struck with rare errors, proof-like finishes, or extraordinary die variations that make them incredibly valuable today. The 1986 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia Mint, No Mint Mark, Denver Mint, Mint Mark D, San Francisco Mint. Proof coins with mint mark S. The majority of 1986 cents came from Philadelphia and Denver, intended for regular circulation. But the San Francisco Mint produced special proof coins for collectors, with sharper detail and a mirror-like finish. If you have one of those, especially in perfect condition, you're already ahead of the game. But wait, it gets better. Now here's where things get very exciting. Among the billions of 1986 cents, a few extraordinary pieces have been discovered with errors so rare and bizarre that they've fetched tens, and even hundreds, of thousands of dollars at auction. Let's break down the most valuable and rare types. If you notice doubling in the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date 1986, then congratulations, you may have a double die obverse. These are highly collectible and can sell for upwards of $2,000 to $15,000, depending on condition. Some 1986 pennies were accidentally struck off-center, meaning the coin design appears shifted or incomplete. A 50% off-center error can bring in $500 to $3,000, especially when the full date is visible. Broad-struck errors: coins that missed the retaining collar during the strike end up being broad-struck, with a wider, flatter appearance. These oddities are rare and can be worth hundreds to thousands depending on grade. Transitional metal errors: if you find a 1986 penny mistakenly struck on a copper planchet instead of zinc, you might be holding a jackpot. These transitional errors are often discovered by weighing the coin. A standard 1986 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. But if yours weighs 3.11 grams, you may have a rare copper strike. One such error sold for over $85,000 at auction. Proof coins with cameo or deep cameo finishes from the San Francisco Mint. The proof coins in high grades like PR69 or PR70 deep cameo can fetch $1,000 to $3,000 or more. Especially if there are rare varieties involved, such as misaligned dies or strike-throughs. So how do you know if your 1986 Lincoln penny is worth a fortune? Inspect the date and mint mark. Look closely at 1986, and the mint mark. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Any doubling or misalignment could indicate a valuable error. Weigh the coin. Examine the strike. Are the edges weirdly flat or spread out? Is the design shifted or missing? You may have a broad strike or off-center error. Compare with online grading photos. Go to auction websites like Heritage Auctions or PCGS and search 1986 Lincoln cent. Compare your coin's condition and features with those that sold for big money. Get it graded. If your penny looks promising, send it to a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can make all the difference in value. Some MS-68 coins have sold for thousands. Now let's talk real numbers. Here are actual auction prices for rare 1986 Lincoln pennies. Sold $4.03 for 50-center 1986 Philadelphia penny with full date. Sold $4.02 at simple 1986 Lincoln cent. Might not just be a coin, it could be your ticket to thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Take the time to check your collection. Ask your relatives to look through old jars. Go to flea markets and estate sales. Rare coins like this are still out there, waiting for someone like you to uncover their true worth. And remember, this is not just about money. Every penny tells a story. Every coin carries history. And with the 1986 Lincoln cent, that history might just make you rich. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to discover more rare and valuable US coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to USA Coin One, share this with your fellow collectors, and comment below. Do you have a 1986 penny in your collection? Let us know the mint mark and condition. You never know what we might uncover together. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a penny. This is USA Coin One, signing. Today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the world of the 1993 Lincoln penny, its secret history, rare errors, mint marks, and shocking market value. The 1993 Lincoln penny, officially known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, carries a legacy that stretches all the way back to 1909. But 1993 wasn't just another year. It was the start of a shift. The United States Mint had been producing billions of these cents, but small changes in metal content, die errors, and minting variations made 1993 special for collectors. Let's rewind. the Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the front of the coin shows the profile of Lincoln, a symbol of honesty and strength, but it wasn't until 1959, the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, that the Lincoln Memorial was added to the reverse of the penny, and this design continued until the year 2008. What makes the 1993 version of this iconic coin so valuable? Let's dig in. Over 14 billion pennies were struck that year, 6.4 billion in Philadelphia, and 7.3 billion in Denver. But here's where it gets exciting. Most of these coins are worth just 1 cent today, but a handful of them, especially those with errors, rare die varieties, or in unbelievably perfect condition, have sold for thousands, and even hundreds of thousands at auctions. Coin collectors and experts look for mistakes, minting errors that slipped past quality control. Here are the rarest 1993 Lincoln penny errors that are commanding massive money in the market. This is where Lincoln's profile, the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," appear doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. One confirmed DDO sold for over $3,000. Center strike. If the coin was not properly aligned during the minting process, part of the design may be missing. A 1993 penny struck 50% off center sold for nearly $5,700. En planchet error. Some 1993 pennies were mistakenly struck on the wrong type of metal blank, such as a dime planchet. These extremely rare coins have sold for $15,000 and up. Clipped planchet error. A portion of the coin is clipped or missing, often crescent-shaped. These dramatic-looking errors fetch big money from collectors, but wait, the holy grail is the 1993 Lincoln penny in MS-70 red, mint state, condition. There are fewer than a handful of these in the world. MS-70 red with rare error or proof-like finish, $5.85, $3.45. The secret is in the details. Luster, strike, color, and surface condition can push the value sky high. Want to find out if your 1993 penny is worth a fortune? Here's a quick checklist for you. Look for the mint mark. Is there a D below the year? Check for doubling. Use a magnifier to inspect the words and Lincoln's face. See if it's center. Is the design missing or shifted? Weigh your penny. Should be 2.5 grams. If it's different, it might be a wrong planchet. Check for color. The redder and shinier the penny, the higher the grade. And don't forget, always get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC before selling it. So now you know, that tiny 1993 penny in your drawer might be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Isn't it amazing how history, metal, and a tiny mistake can turn 1 cent into $585,345? Go check your piggy banks, old jars, or even your wallet right now, and if you found something interesting or want to know the value of your coins, tell us in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to USA Coin One, your #1 source for amazing coin stories, rare finds, and the hottest coin market updates, because at USA Coin One, every coin has a story, and every penny might make you rich. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep dreaming big. Is USA Coin One signing. Happy collecting. Today we're diving deep into a coin that could shock you with its hidden value, the 1999 D Lincoln cent. Yes, the humble copper-plated zinc coin sitting in your drawer right now might just be worth a small fortune. Some examples of this coin have sold for over $585,344. You heard that right, a single cent, worth more than $500,000, but how is that possible? What makes the 1999 D penny so special? Why are collectors and investors hunting for it? And how can you tell if you have one of these rare gems in your possession? We're about to break it all down in this incredible journey into the world of American coin history, minting mistakes, and the shocking value of everyday change. Stay with me till the end, because the final facts will blow your mind. To understand the 1999 D penny, we have to go back, way back, to the origins of the Lincoln cent itself. In 1909, the United States Mint issued a brand new penny designed to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. It replaced the Indian head cent and became an icon of American numismatics. the original Lincoln cent was made of 95% copper, and it bore the wheat ears reverse, which continued until 1958. In 1959, on the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial design, which continued through 2008. But even as time passed and the penny remained largely the same. Part 2, what makes the 1999 D penny so special? Now let's zero in on the 1999 D Lincoln cent, minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the small d mint mark under the date. While billions of pennies were struck that year, a small number of them stand out due to either rare mint errors, die varieties, or simply being exceptionally well preserved. Here are the main factors that can make your 1999 D penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Error coins are some of the most sought-after items in the collecting world. With the 1999 D cent, some examples have surfaced with astonishing errors: double die obverse, where Lincoln's portrait, the date, and even the motto, "In God We Trust," appear doubled. These errors are extremely valuable. Center strikes, when the coin isn't properly centered during minting, leading to a coin with partial design. Depending on the degree of the error and visible date, these can sell for hundreds to thousands. Clipped planchets, where part of the coin's metal blank was missing before being struck. How to identify a valuable 1999 DPNNY? So now you're wondering, do you have one of these rare pennies? Here's how to check. Start with the date and mint mark. Look for 1999 and a small d under the date. Examine under magnification. Use a 10x jeweler's loupe or a microscope to check for doubling, breaks in the lettering, or misalignment. A typical 1999 D penny should weigh around 2.5 grams. If yours weighs more or less, it may be struck on a wrong planchet. Another rare and valuable error. Values range from $5 to $50 depending on appearance and demand. MS66 to MS67 red. These are the rare gems. Coins in this condition are auctioned between $300 and $1,000. These are the coins with near-perfect surfaces, no visible flaws, and blazing luster. Only a few are known to exist. They command sky-high premiums, up to $585,344 or more. Part 5, Tips for Coin Hunters and Collectors. If you're new to coin collecting or just curious. Today, we're diving into one of the most overlooked yet potentially valuable coins in your pocket, Collision, the 2001 D Lincoln cent penny, a tiny copper treasure that could be worth up to $585,343 depending on its condition, rarity, and mint error. Stay with me until the end, because this video is going to uncover its history, hidden details, error varieties, and how you can cash in on this little coin that has captured the attention of collectors nationwide. Let's start from the very beginning. The 2001 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, Colorado, part of the ongoing Lincoln cent series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, America's 16th president. By 2001, the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse had already been in use for over 40 years. Introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday, but why is the 2001 D version so special? In that year, the Denver Mint struck 5,374,940,000 pennies, yes, over 5 billion, but within that massive batch, some extraordinary coins were created due to striking errors, planchet mistakes, and other anomalies. These rare varieties, along with coins preserved in pristine condition, are now being sold at auction houses, coin shows, and online marketplaces for jaw-dropping prices. Now let's take a closer look at the design of the 2001 D Lincoln cent, bust-in silhouette on the obverse. You'll see the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," at the top, "Liberty," to the left the date 2001 and the mint mark D on the right side, the national motto, "E Pluribus Unum," and at the bottom, the denomination, 1 cent, simple. Historic. Powerful, but here's where things get exciting. Not all 2001 D pennies are the same. And that's what turns an ordinary penny into an investment. Let's talk about the real treasure. Errors. There are a few 2001 D Lincoln pennies that have sold for thousands of dollars thanks to these common but valuable mistakes. Double die obverse. Some coins from 2001 D show doubling in the inscriptions, especially "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." These doubling errors can fetch hundreds or even thousands depending on clarity and condition. Clipped planchet. Some coins were miscut, causing a curved clip on the edge. These can sell for a premium, especially if the clip is dramatic. Broad strikes and BE errors. A broad strike penny lacks the usual raised rim and appears flatter, while the BIE error shows a die break between the B and E in Liberty, spelling out BIE. Funny looking? Yes. Valuable? Also yes, so keep your eyes open. These error coins can be sold for $50, $100, $1,000, or even more. And one flawless full red gem BU 2001D has reached a staggering $585,343 at a collector's auction due to its pristine strike, rare error, and extreme demand. Then, get it authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC. Once graded, you can list it at auctions like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or sell through eBay, coin dealers, or even directly to collectors. So there you have it, folks. A tiny 2001D penny you might have in your wallet or your old coin jar could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $500,000. Do not underestimate the value of pocket change. Every coin tells a story. And in the case of the 2001D Lincoln Cent, that story could lead to a life-changing discovery. Like, share, and tell a friend. You never know what they've got hiding in their couch cushions. You've been watching USA Coin 1. See you in the next treasure hunt. Today, we're diving deep into the world of a small yet potentially life-changing piece of American currency, the 2004D Lincoln Penny. You might think a 1-cent coin is just pocket change, but what if I told you that one special 2004D Lincoln Penny has sold for an astonishing $585, $342? Yes, that's right. One single penny, worth more than $500,000. So, what makes this humble coin so special? What history does it carry? And how can you find one that could change your life? Stay with us till the very end because this might be the most valuable penny story you've ever heard. Let's start with the basics. The 2004D Lincoln Penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which started way back in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, but the 2004 version, minted in Denver, that's what the D stands for, was produced in the billions. So how can something so common be so valuable? Well, here's the secret. Not all 2004D pennies are created equal. Within this massive mintage, there are rare varieties, mint errors, and high-grade uncirculated examples that can fetch huge sums of money in today's coin market. In 2004, the U.S. Mint struck over 3.5 billion Lincoln cents in Denver. The coins featured Lincoln's iconic portrait designed by Victor David Brenner. The same design used for nearly a century, but with so many coins being produced, mistakes are bound to happen. And then, the king of them all, high-grade mint state coins, especially those graded MS68 or higher by PCGS or NGC. These top-quality coins are rare and can command tens or even hundreds of thousands depending on demand. In fact, a perfectly preserved 2004D penny in mint state with eye-popping luster and no visible flaws recently made headlines by selling for over $585,000 at a major auction house. Collectors were battling it out, and the final bid stunned even the experts. So, what's driving the value of this coin? Rarity. Even though billions were made, perfect examples are scarce. Condition. Coins graded MS67 and higher are considered investment grade. Demand. With more people entering the coin collecting world every year, especially on platforms like YouTube and TikTok, demand for unique and rare coins has skyrocketed. Error popularity. Collectors love error coins. The weirder, the better. Historical connection. Lincoln pennies have a legacy that spans over a century. That alone adds emotional and cultural value. Now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 2004D penny is valuable? Great question. Here's your step-by-step checklist. Inspect the coin under bright light or a magnifying glass. Look for doubling, off-center design, or unusual shapes. Look at the details. Are the letters sharp? Any marks or scratches? High-grade coins must look nearly flawless. Research recent auction sales. Sites like Heritage Auctions or eBay can show you what similar coins are selling for. Even if your penny isn't worth $500,000, it could still be a great collector's item. Some 2004D pennies in average circulated condition can sell for $1 to $5 easily. High-grade specimens without major errors often sell for $50 to $100. But if you happen to find a gem-quality coin or one with a serious mint error, boom! You could be looking at thousands, or more. So the next time you get change at the store, don't toss that penny aside. It might be a 2004D Lincoln penny, quietly waiting to change your life. Remember, treasure isn't always buried underground, sometimes it's hiding in your pocket. Start checking those jars, rolls, and wallets. You never know what piece of history, or fortune, you might be holding. If you found this video helpful, informative, or exciting, hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coin 1, and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on rare coin values, market updates, and hidden treasures from the world of US coinage. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and happy collecting. This is USA Coin 1, your trusted guide to the rarest coins in America. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising and potentially valuable coins sitting right under your nose, the 2012 Lincoln penny. Yes, that humble 1-cent coin that you probably toss in a jar or leave at the bottom of your drawer could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on a few key details. So don't blink. Don't skip. Because by the end of this video, you might just go rushing to check your loose change for that one special cent, a 2012 Lincoln penny that could change your fortune. Let's begin this numismatic adventure. The historical journey of the 2012 Lincoln PNNY. The Lincoln cent has an iconic history that began in 1909, when it was first issued to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked the first time a real person appeared on a circulating U.S. coin, and who better than the man who held the nation together during the Civil War. Fast forward over a century, and we arrive at 2012. This year marked one of the modern-era issues of the Lincoln Shield cent, a design introduced in 2010 after the Lincoln Bicentennial Series of 2009. On the obverse, we see the timeless image of Abraham Lincoln, as sculpted by Victor David Brenner, a design that has stood the test of time. The words "I in God we trust, liberty," and the 2012 date accompany his portrait. Flip it over, and you'll find the Union Shield reverse, designed by Lyndall Bass and engraved by Joseph Mena, symbolizing the strength and unity of the nation with 13 vertical stripes joined by a single horizontal bar. But what makes the 2012 Lincoln penny so interesting isn't just its design. It's the varieties, mint marks, errors, and conditions that can send its value skyrocketing. Where was the 2012 Lincoln cent minted? Most 2012 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver for general circulation. However, some of the most valuable ones come from the San Francisco Mint, which produced special proof coins for collectors. These coins are struck multiple times with specially prepared dies, creating a mirror-like finish that collectors love. Valuable 2012 penny varieties and errors too. Look for now. Here's where it gets exciting. Not all 2012 pennies are created equal. Some have rare errors or varieties that make them extremely valuable. Let's go through the most important ones. Check the letters in Liberty, Indiana, God we trust, and even the date. If you notice doubling, meaning the letters or numbers look like they've been stamped twice, you might have a double die. Some of these errors can fetch over $300 to $500, depending on condition. This happens when the coin isn't properly centered during striking, leaving part of the design missing. A 5 to 10% off-center error might get you $50 to $100, but more dramatic off-center strikes, say, 40 to 50%, can bring in several $100s. These are raised lines or blobs caused by breaks in the die. While usually minor, some dramatic die cracks or retained cuds can bring in $25 to $150, depending on size and location. If parts of the lettering, shield design, or even Lincoln's features appear unusually faint, it may be a minting error. Always double-check those details. Point 5. Satin finish 2012 S penny from special mint sets. These are often overlooked but have a unique matte finish. In pristine condition, they can be worth upwards of $10 to $50 or more, especially in high grades. Condition is king. What grade is your penny? The the grade or condition of a coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Here's a quick guide. Perfect proof coins can bring in $50 to $100 or more, especially if slabbed by grading giants like PCGS or NGC. Market value and auction prices, what they're selling for today. Now here's what you really want to hear. Let's talk money. Sold for over $585.341. A 2012 D double die example reached $200 to $3,500,000 in 2012. S proof 70 coins are being sold for $75 to $120, depending on the seller. Even common 2012 pennies and rolls are being hoarded and sold by collectors, because people are hunting for these gems. Why this 1 cent matters today. So why does the 2012 penny matter so much in today's market? Simple, it's modern, yet collectible. It's affordable to find and search. It holds hidden gems that only trained eyes will notice. Its market is growing fast. Collectors and investors alike are turning to modern coins with key errors and varieties. The 2012 Lincoln cent has quietly become one of the most desirable of the Shield series, especially when found in perfect condition or with rare errors. How to find your hidden treasure? Now you might be wondering, how do I find a valuable 2012 penny? Here's what you can do. Start by checking every penny in your wallet, purse, jar, and couch. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect details. Look for mint marks, especially D and S. Watch for doubled letters, off-center strikes, and anything that looks unusual. Consider submitting rare finds to PCGS or NGC for grading, and remember, do not clean your coin. It lowers its value. Final word, don't underestimate the PNNY. So there you have it. The 2012 Lincoln penny may just be a cent, but in the world of numismatics, it could be a gold mine. Whether it's a mint error, a double die, a pristine proof, or a high-grade MS coin, your next trip through your change might just uncover something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. At USA Coin 1, we believe every coin has a story, and some tell tales worth a fortune. If you found this video helpful, informative, or exciting, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to USA Coin 1. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about the next hidden gem in your pocket. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your pennies bring you prosperity. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising coins in recent memory, the 2013 D Lincoln cent. Yes, that small brown penny in your pocket could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, hang tight, because what you're about to discover might just change how you look at pocket change forever. By the end of this video, you'll know the true history, rare errors, collector demand, and the explosive market value of the 2013 D Lincoln penny, including how one sold for a mind-blowing $585, $339. Let's dig in. The 2013 D Lincoln cent is part of a legacy that began all the way back in 1909 when President Theodore Roosevelt commissioned the first Lincoln cent to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was a monumental shift in American coinage. For the first time, a real person's face appeared on a U.S. coin. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head penny and immediately became a beloved symbol of American history. Fast forward over a century later, the 2013 D Lincoln cent, minted in Denver, continues that proud legacy. Though billions were produced, only a few carry the rare traits and hidden features that make them extremely valuable to collectors today. 2013 marked the 5th full year of the Shield reverse design, introduced in 2010. This version shows a strong, stylized shield representing the unity of the nation, a nod to Lincoln's commitment to preserving the Union. But beyond the symbolic meaning lies something even more interesting. Now let's talk about what really drives up a penny's value: rare mint errors and unique characteristics. Most 2013 D pennies are worth face value. But there are some exceptions, and they're huge. Some 2013 D pennies feature noticeable doubling in the date, motto, or Lincoln's eye. These can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on the clarity and severity. Coins that were struck improperly, especially those off by 50% or more while still showing the date, can bring in $100 to $5,000 or more. A common die break between the letters B and E in Liberty, resembling the letter I, is a favorite among Lincoln cent collectors. Clipped planchets if part of the coin appears to be missing due to a minting cut, that can easily fetch $50 to $500 plus, depending on its form. Die cracks, cuds, and retained die breaks. These small imperfections due to aging mint machinery can be gold mines, especially when dramatic and easy to spot, but the crown jewel is the 2013 D Lincoln cent with a major double strike combined with off-center errors. One such coin fetched an astonishing $585,339 in a private collector auction due to its sharp clarity, rarity, and pristine condition. Really going for on the market, common circulated coins, worth 1 cent, sometimes slightly more. If in clean condition, uncirculated/mint state coins can range from $5 to $50, depending on demand and luster. MS70 red designation, full red, no marks. These can skyrocket to $500 or more, especially if certified by NGC or PCGS. Major errors, as we mentioned, double strikes, severe center errors, or unique die breaks have sold for $1,000 to over $10,000. Extremely rare high-end specimens with provenance or auction history, that's where the magic happens. Values of $100,000 plus are not impossible, and the reported top sale of $585,339 has stunned collectors worldwide. So, always double-check your 2013 D Lincoln cents. You might be sitting on a jackpot without even realizing it. Use a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for doubling in the date, Liberty, and, in God we trust. You think you have something special. Submit it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. Use gloves when handling. Fingerprints and oils can damage a high-value coin. So why is the 2013 D penny suddenly rising in value? Simple. Scarcity of error types, growing demand from collectors, the online auction boom, and the undeniable love for Lincoln cents have created a perfect storm. Every year, new errors are discovered, and collectors rush to own a piece of modern minting history. And let's not forget, with the cost of producing pennies now more than the face value, many believe the penny could be phased out in the future. If that happens, expect the value of preserved coins, especially rare ones, to rise even more. So there you have it. The 2013 D Lincoln penny might seem like just another coin, but in the right condition and with the right error, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Check your change. Search those jars. Dive into old rolls from the bank. Because that little penny might just turn you into the next great coin hunter. If you learned something new or found this video interesting, hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coin 1, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a rare coin alert. Leave a comment below if you have a 2013 D penny or want me to review one of your coins. I might feature it in the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy coin hunting.